Hello, how's everybody doing tonight? Okay, for my next video, I was able to create uh, an overlay from a screenshot that was on the last episode of Oak Island. Now we have a real map done by Fred Nolan, and if you can remember, they zoom in on this right here, which is the proverbial question mark tunnel, old perhaps tunnel. So anyway, I'm not that interested in that right now. It is a speculation I guess Fred Nolan had that there might have been a tunnel there. But today I'm just going to go through some of the landmarks that now are pretty much surveyed. I have this map overlaid the best I possibly could. There are some things you may notice that may be different. For instance, this coastline here, if that is a coastline, doesn't go all the way. But I had to preserve these measurements right here, so I could not stretch it out that far. We have the coastline here. We have the swamp right here in the corner and the coastline, so that lines up pretty well. This is, I'm gonna let me lighten this map a little bit so you guys can see it, see the ground a little bit more. So let's pull up the properties for the map. And I got to be careful here because if I move the map, so let's make these things disappear, maybe shade a little bit. Now if you can see, I got Fred Nolan's house somewhat lined up as good as I could. You can see the rock out here in the ocean, which is right, because I watched a old video of him, and that rock is directly in front of his house. Now, whether he moved it, I don't know. There was in one of the episodes, there was a pulley found near that rock. So, I don't know. I don't know if he moved it or not. Probably not. But you got Nolan's Cross. It's pretty lined up. I spent hours trying to line this thing up. And another feature we're going to look at today too is the stone triangle, which is right here. And he has it right here, but actually the original stone triangle was right here. And they eventually moved it up into this area in order to, I think it's up around here, in order to, because it was going to be underwater. But here he has a calculation, and you can see he had where it was originally, and he has this new calculation, and on here he says that what this says right here is adjusted north line. So he was taking into consideration the stone triangle, as are we, because I think even though it may not be a depositor artifact, it is maybe a searcher artifact, and it does have, I am going to put it into play with the design of this theory. So anyway, I'm going to get this back up here to full opacity. Push OK, so we're locked. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start up here, and this is a drilled rock. It says right here, I could pull it up. I'm not going to go through every one of these for you, but it is a drilled rock. I think it's the drilled rock that was on that novelty map that I showed you. And here's another landmark that was on that novelty map that I had marked. But obviously this one was of great importance because he did a lot of measurements from it. and rightfully so, because it is a key point in this layout. The next thing we're going to do, and you notice, I'm going to keep right with here. This drilled rock, one of the things that I learned in La Formula is the angle coming off of Nolan's cross here is a set angle. And I've always believed that it was the angle of the anchors, and it is. It's being verified by this for, well, it's been a little more credible. So we got 26.25 degrees. Basically, I've measured this a couple times. It's around 26.2 to 26.5 degrees, okay, coming off that. And if you, let's go to the anchors then. Another thing that was on this map, and I couldn't really read it, but hey, we got the anchor stone. And I don't know what this says. It says something shaft drilled. Something, I think it says shaft drilled. So there was something of great importance to be marked and located here. It was the anchor stone that I originally had was right above it. So it dropped down maybe about, I don't know, 25 feet. So that anchor stone, if that is the anchor stone, then we can go ahead and measure the angle here, and it's 26.5 degrees. That's what I have, 26.5. So it's it's pretty neat when stuff like that sort of comes together. And the reason, okay, so you're probably wondering what the reason was, the 26 point, why this anchor stone, okay? So how do we know it's this anchor stone? Well, here's these stone piles, okay? Now, they're not lining up perfectly in here, but I'm not saying the location. I'm just going to show you what these stones are for, okay? This stone right here is to sight in your east-west line to the anchor. These two stones are to sight in basically to the top of this hill. And this hill, there's some of them up here, but I think there's more places up here that need to be discovered. Anyway, you will sight in here to get that line, okay? And then you could also do another line too. This is not really a stone place, but Fred had marked it. This is the north-south line coming off the top of the triangle there, which goes through this, and you could also sight it in there through this point. Now, there's a sighting angle here. This is a very well sighted angle, and this angle goes all the way down and is the diagonal into what I call the money pit or the money trap. I'm just going to call it the money trap now. I believe this was a decoy, and obviously 200 years of failed attempts has proven it true. So, but it needs to be located. This point needs to be located in order to get to the vault. The other thing is, once you got this one, you have another sight here that brings you down and gives you another north-south line. And as you can see, these north-south lines Okay, they are north-south. I've checked them many times. There's something down here which I do not know what it is, but Fred Nolan thought it was really important thing. He's got it going right towards Chapel Shaft, and where he thought Chapel Shaft was. So, and it actually lined up right with those stones and directly due north-south. And as you can see, you know, we're sort of getting some pretty intense things going on here in the middle. And we can see right here, here's our objective. Okay. So from this point, we'll do some diagonals now. We have the drilled rock, we have this drilled rock, and we have a siding which is pretty uphill or downhill, depending on which way you're viewing, that you come up and it goes through the center point here. And Fred Nolan had this line fully drawn all the way out. It was an important line. He's got we intersect another here through that intersection line that came from up top. And I don't know what this line was, but it goes right down to here, and I don't know what that one was either. So we still have a good alignment for the triangle of Peter, which is another theory of mine, and that alignment goes right through the money trap, right through what I'm calling the new vault, or the new tunnel entrance, according to the 522 theory. 45 degrees and 522 feet from the money pit, and that goes all the way up to the end of the top portion of Nolan's Cross. Now this angle right here from this drilled rock to here is, it doesn't look like it, but it is directly due north and south. There's a couple of lines here that don't look due north and south, like this one right here. It looks like it's curved, but I'll just do it just to show you guys. Put it on here and take it down, line it up, and it's 100, and it's bearing 180.04. I can't get it any closer than that. So it is running due north and south. I've checked all these lines several times to make sure that they're doing what they well, just to understand what's going on here. So these lines are parallel, this is parallel, all these are parallel, and this is parallel. Now you're probably wondering, what are these two center lines? Well, obviously we have this center line right here, which is going to be where it's going to be the east-west line from this north-south, which, by the way, is the highest point at 49 feet. These hilltops are right around 40 to 40 feet. And this area right through here is all pretty much on a hilltop. And rightfully so. So you're probably wondering, where's the 7 degrees come in? Well, if you do sight in from the stone triangle, okay, and you sight in from northerly point and go up 7 degrees, it intersects the north-south line from the anchor stone right at this junction. Then, if you proceed 7 degrees, you get that intersection point. Plus, you also have your north, the east-west junction here, and the final one that you get from the formula, a 45-degree angle from here to at 522 feet. Now, that's how I believe the 7-degree angle works. So again, you go from the original site of where the stone triangle was, which is right here. Okay? You go 7 degrees up. Okay? Approximately 7 degrees up, or to the east, and then you will intersect the north-south line from the anchor stone. Okay, this is due north-south, so you already marked that. North-south, you hit that, and then that also is a point to where you can make this center line right here, and you get 7 degrees from this point down to here. Now, some of these drilled rocks that are all around here, I don't know where they all are, but these are just a couple of them that, you know, I'm assuming are a little more accurate than a novelty map. Oh, another thing that I wanted to show you is the accuracy, perhaps an inaccuracy in Nolan's cross. This says large pointed boulder. Now, it's not this point it's not this circle right here, because he was doing circles every 200 feet, I believe. And I'm thinking, is it out here? So how far is that from what I have here? So from here to here, you know, that's 34 feet. That could be a 34-foot inaccuracy. That means that if that's 34 feet this way, then that means that this stone, actually this whole cross would have to be either angled at a different angle, or it would have to be longer. This cross branch would have to be longer if it was to remain symmetrical. Or maybe it could be another stone entirely. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe it is in the right place. But there is a large pointed boulder right here. It is probably the other end of Nolan's cross. And so it was just nice to get maybe a little verification there on that. But as you can see, and I'm not going to go through them all, and I'll leave this up, you know, for you guys. I'll get it on full screen. If you want to take screenshots of it, that would be great. I would really like to get some comments on this, and would be nice. So I'll put this on full screen, get this out of here, sidebar. See, there's where you're going to end up as the vault. In my next video, I'm going to probably do a little more work on this, and also measure to see where the tunnel, because remember, it's 522 feet to here, and then it's another 1,065 feet to the vault. And this really still stays within the parameters of Le Formule. It does. Matter of fact, there's one thing that I had in here that I thought was critical was the extension that comes off of here to here. Uh, I didn't put that in because it really, I was just basically just focusing on the stuff that Fred Nolan had on his map, but it still works. So um, I'll leave this up, and you guys can look at it and study it, or you can pause. The next time I'll probably get into what went into Oak Island, the show. I won't talk about anything unless they found something good. I'm not going to talk about old spoons or anything like that. So there it is. All right. Oh wait, I'll do it out a little bit. Bring it up so you can see the triangle part and the History Channel logo here.